Do you think that you're the only one being targeted? Do you believe that only us who are coming out and talking about being targeted are the only ones that are being targeted? To my understanding, from everything that I've read and heard about, the point of this so-called program is for the individual to self-destruct. Have you noticed what's going on in the world? Have you noticed that entire communities and cities are being destroyed? Why is it so easy for people in certain cities to get their hands on so many guns? Why is it so easy to sell drugs throughout an entire community? Why is it so easy for us to ignore what's going on with others? And we sit here and think that we have it the worst. I talk about what's going on with me. I could only talk about my personal experiences. And I've gotten comments with people saying that, oh, I'm not a targeted individual because I'm not going through what they have gone through or whatever they're going through. All right. So why don't we stop being selfish and we look at what's going on in the world? There's talked about it, I don't know, you want it to be a one government where they have control over everyone. And people are talking about voice to skull technology and other type of technologies that is being used. But let me ask you this. If you live in the inner city or any big city where a police officer has been killed, do you see how they shut that city down within minutes? You can't go up the block. You can't go down the block. You can't enter that area. You can't enter your own dwellings, your business, your house, your apartment, because one of theirs got killed. But they can't do anything about what's happening in Chicago. They have no control, right? These are kids with guns and drugs, destroying their own communities with weapons that are being available to them. Why is it so easy for these teenagers, these young kids, to have so many guns? And as you probably already know, law enforcement know who they are, what they do, where they live, but still they're able to do what they're doing in their community because that's the idea. Here are the tools for you to self-destruct. Now you see, it's not only happening to you in the way that it's happening to you. It's not only happening to me. It's just that we are awake to that, to the fact that this is happening. We can see it. Others, they can't see it. Kill or be killed. That's their mentality. And we're saying, wait a minute. If I kill you, your mother's going to suffer. Now, speaking of mothers suffering, another thing that I know this targeted program does to people, which individuals think that is only happening to them. See, the more I read and I hear about this, the more I catch on to what is really happening. And I've said it before, it is spiritual warfare that's going on. Because whenever a child is killed, it kills the spirit of their parents, their family, their teachers, their classmates, their siblings. It kills your spirit. It makes you look at the world in such a bad way. But we're probably selfish enough to believe that this is only happening in America. Remember, one government, right? This is also happening in Brazil, in other countries in South America. I was born in Panama, and when I left Panama, there was crime, of course. Somebody got stuck up with a knife, somebody, this this is 83 when I left, okay? But today, there are gangs in Panama. They're doing the same thing that you hear that's being done in Chicago and New York and other big cities. What about Florida? Beautiful. What you see, Florida in the commercials is a beautiful place for vacation, right? And Florida is a beautiful place. But what about the people who live in Florida? Florida is also known for the type of crimes that are happening there. Because who are they using? Young people. People whose minds are not fully developed. They give them the guns, the drugs, and the alcohol to self-destruct. Now you as an individual, they're trying to play with you psychologically because they couldn't get you to do what everyone else is doing. But it's not a person. Okay, it's not one person that is doing this. It's not one government that is doing this. All right, so don't think that because I'm not being hit with voice to skull technology, and I think that's what it's called, because I don't retain all this information, because that can also be self-destructive. I know it's out there. You know it's out there. But why do you have to retain all this information? What if I just sat here and told you all the things in the world that you can be afraid of? I'll give you some. Black magic. You don't think it exists? It does. Some cultures just, that's like another religion to them. They can control you psychically, energetically. They can dry you of your own energy. Make you do things that you wouldn't otherwise do. You'd be like, why the hell did I do that? Okay. Gangs. You should be afraid of that. You could be driving through a city. Just driving through and you can get hit with a bullet. Alright? Voice to skull technology. And this type of technology. And there's so much to be afraid of. Afraid of your neighbor. They might be watching you. Be careful, somebody might hit you. You might have a car accident. You might be hit by a drunk. What if I told you everything in the world that I know of that you can be afraid of? And you just retain all this information. When would you be free? How would you be free? You have so much to fear. And that's the point of my video today. You cannot be afraid because these are things that you have no control of. The only thing that you have control of is how you're going to live your life. What you're going to do every day when you get up in the morning. Am I going swimming? Am I going to sit here and soak in what's going on with me? Am I going to pay attention to every car that's too close to me? Am I going to pay attention to every jerk that cuts me off? Am I going to pay attention to every noise that's coming from my parking lot? How many people are standing close to me in the line? Individual that's over there in that table looking like he's not paying attention to you? Am I going to walk around with my video camera to view and pay attention to everyone? People I don't even know, I'm giving them my energy. Is that what you want to do? Sit here and retain all the information about all the shit that you should be afraid of. That doesn't make any sense to me. And see, that's the thing about me. It has to make sense. And when it doesn't make any sense, I dismiss it. I leave it alone. I know there's a lot to fear. I know that they're doing things to us that we have no control of. I know that at work they gang stalk you. I know that people gang up on you. I know that there's bullies everywhere. What the hell would I be thinking about this shit 24/7? I read some of my comments, and some of them are hard to understand. And I'm gonna be honest, I wonder if some of the people that are commenting are mentally ill. I do wonder that. Not everyone, but some. Are you mentally ill? Are you schizophrenic? You know, are you a paranoid schizophrenic? I don't know. It might be the same thing. But do you see what I'm saying? We're not the only ones that are being targeted. We're just woke. We're just aware of what's going on. And we're not buying into it. But they're still giving you the tools to self-destruct. They're giving you all this shit to be paranoid about. Do you understand? You can self-destruct. You can sit there and wonder and ponder and worry and bug out about everything. Oh, there's a blue car, there's a red car, there's a black car, there's a white car, there's a person down the street. That car is parked there for a long time. Look at how they're coming in sequences. Look at the bright lights and look at the street theater. And really? What are you doing to yourself? Because if you think these people are getting paid, trust me, they're not sitting there worried about you, but you're worried about them. You need your energy. You need to focus. You need to grab a book and learn something and do something else. Even if it doesn't make you any money, you did something for yourself. Again, you may not pick up the gun and kill another teenager or another person just because they're playing with your mind. You may not do that. You may not be out there getting high every chance you get. You may not be out there swiping and going out on dates with people that can give you all types of deadly diseases, okay, that you can't get rid of. See, because that's what I see. I see that there's a lot of drugs and different ones that young people can get access to, okay? It controls their mind, their actions. All right. I see that there's alcohol. Every time you turn around, there's a new rum, there's a new liquor. And young people are able to get a hold of it. Left and right. More than before. It's always been like this. But now you see it so much. This is what's being advertised. This is what's being done. And it's publicized because we see it online. There are things that they don't allow online. But all the crime, all the gang talk, all the gang stalking, everything that can really affect somebody's your psychological state of being. That's what they allow on social media. It just is what it is, and you have to pay attention to it. Do you really want to give them your energy? Do you remember a time when you didn't give people your energy, and now they started and that's all you want to talk about? Who is getting it worse? I know it's a competition to see who is getting hurt more than others. That we are all being affected. Our livelihood, right? Our ability to earn, to interact with others. There's so many targeted individuals out there. We don't even connect with each other because now we don't trust anybody. I've reached out to probably 3 targeted individuals. I've not gotten an email back from them. And there's one comment that I read on somebody else's channel, and somebody said, hey, where are you in the world? Connect with me, whatever. And the person was like, no, just reach me by email. I don't want that. You see what I'm saying? They're messing with you, they're messing with me, and they're messing with everyone else. But some people, even though you think your situation is worse, somebody has it way worse than you. There's a mother that's burying her son or her daughter today. Okay? There is entire communities that there are people who just want to go to work and come home and raise their family, and they're afraid to walk down their block. So it's not about targeted individuals. It is about being targeted. I hope you get the message that I'm trying to put out today. What I'm trying to convey. It's not just you. It's not just me. Pay attention to what they're doing. They're keeping you high on anything your dumb ass will get your hand on. They're even getting you addicted to prescription drugs, telling you that you need stuff that you don't need. And now you're addicted to it. And now it's creating all types of other effects on you. Now you feel you can't live without it. Some people self-medicate because they see that these drugs are making me feel some, I don't know, whatever. And they stop doing that drug. So they start self-medicating with street drugs. And then that, excites them enough that now they want to go or swipe and have sex, casual sex. But that's what's being advertised. They're calling it a new way of dating. Please listen to what they're doing when they tell you things like that. There's no new way of dating. You either like somebody or you don't like somebody. But now when you think the new way of dating is swiping and going and meet with a complete stranger, and they're like, well, everybody's doing it. What if you don't do what everyone is doing? Then you call yourself a targeted individual because you would think that what's happening is only happening to you. Get my drift? Anyway, this is all I have to say in this video. I'll talk to you in the next one. And comment, share if you think it's needed somewhere else, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, bye bye.